Okay, I kind of just want to talk briefly about Split Flights, which was a new mod that finally came around for Barracutia, so you can get him from him specifically, and I guess whenever he brings it back in rotation, that's when you can get it as well. It used to be a mod that I guess you could maybe transmute it from time to time, but now it's here for full consumption, for mass production, and all of that good stuff. Now, this mod actually works on only a handful of bows. So for example, here we have the Paris Prime with the Platinum Arrow and all of that stuff. The idea with this is that you actually can't use it alongside Split Chamber, which is unfortunate, but at the same time, it's kind of pretty strong by itself. So here we have Split Flights. We're going to be using it against, let's use it against like 3 of these guys for starters. Oops, not 13, 3 of them. And so the way it works is every time you hit, you get a little thing on the top right hand corner of the UI, and it goes up to 4, and then you basically have a lot of multi-shot happening with your bow. And if you get headshots, then obviously that extra multi-shot from my Paris Prime is going to result in an instant kill. So that's really, really good. Now, there are a handful of weapons that don't work with this. First off, all crossbows don't have access to Split Flights at all. So I guess if you're a crossbow user like a Zouge or an Attica user, that's going to be unfortunate for you. Otherwise, there are weapons like the Cooper Brammer that I have actually been seeing a lot of, complaints that Split Flights doesn't work on it. Hashtag real talk, do you really need Split Flights on the Cooper Brammer? It's already quite overpowered as is. I'm not too fussed about that myself. And for those who are wondering, as you can see here, I have a Sword by Drain. If I type in Split Flights, there is no Split Flight available for the Cooper Brammer. Same idea for the lens, but I feel like the lens should probably get access to the Split Flights. I feel like the lens is not as powerful as it needs to be. So again, if I type in Split Flights, there is no access to Split Flights at all. But for those who are wondering, even with my Riven, I don't know, I feel like lens needs a bit of a buff. Etc, etc, etc. It's going to take a bloody long time. So Dread, Daiku, they use it. They're able to use Split Flights as well, but I feel like the best weapon to use Split Flights is actually Cernos Prime. So Cernos Prime is already a weapon that has absurd levels of multi-shot, in the form of the fact that it actually has 3 multi-shot to begin with, and Split Flights is actually going to make that really, really good. We'll first have just a normal demonstration by using Split Chamber, like so. So I'm just going to summon these 3 guys, and the reason why I'm summoning 3 guys is just so that, you know, you can do all that good stuff. So right now, I kind of 2 or maybe 3 shot these Crop the Heavy guys, but I'm just going to aim for the body so that we can have a much better idea of how many shots it's going to take. For aim for the head, it's usually about 2 shots, and that's because headshots are pretty good. So again, that was just through Split Chamber, not Split Flights. And so therefore, if we drop in Split Flights instead, there we go for the same 3 Crop Heavy Gunners. As you can see, just by doing body shots, it is a massive difference. Now, one thing I want to note about Split Flights, especially when you pair it with Heavy Caliber, which I am actually using right now. Split Flights and Heavy Caliber, both of these mods actually decrease the accuracy of your bow, so that means that we actually get a pretty hilarious shenanigan that happens. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to summon all 20, which, by the way, for this new simulacrum, thank you DE for actually giving me a simulacrum where I can actually spawn all 20 of these guys at the same time, all together in one foul swoop. I have been wanting that for so bloody long. So so we have our 4, right? Now notice how I'm using the horizontal spread. Horizontal spread with extremely low accuracy actually becomes vertical spread. And if we go for a vertical spread by hitting middle mouse button like so, I feel like I'm too bright on my camera. Anyway, vertical spread is now horizontal spread because of that extremely low accuracy. So that is really hilarious to actually have that kind of thing happening here. Because of hyper low accuracy, vertical spread becomes horizontal spread becomes vertical spread. So if you want to use Split Flights, you probably want to stick to horizontal mode, because that is actually going to end up turning this bow into just regular Cernos Prime vertical mode, but you're doing like tons and tons and tons of damage. Like so. I suppose I should probably go grab myself another Cernos Prime Riven, another Cernos Riven rather, so that I can have a Cernos Riven that will give me extra status chance. But alternatives could be to use a status-based build where you actually get 129% status chance per arrow, so that could be really nice. Against level 100s, if you're trying to like brute force against these enemies, you're not going to get a whole lot out of it. Like so. So, generally speaking, critical is still king, but it did not take too long to get those 10 stacks of viral procs, so that's pretty good. And obviously you could do this option instead if you want to do something like, let's see, what was that? Yeah, that's already 7. See, we already have 7 viral procs on that, so that's pretty damn strong. You could probably do that in a way to try to get some Fragile Prime shenanigans going on there as well, but generally speaking, I would probably recommend still going for a critical build for the Cernos Prime. That seems to be the way to go. Otherwise, go nuts, go for your life, whatever you think that makes the most sense. That is really, really good. And also, one more thing, I guess, for Cernos Prime. This is actually turning into a bit more of a Cernos Prime video, but that's okay. You could choose to use something like Hunter Munitions, because that will basically mean even more arrows to have status, slash procs rather, from Hunter Munitions. Eight slash procs, that's going to do a lot of damage. 3 into 5. 6 right from the get-go. 2 from the get-go. 4 from the get-go. As you can see, we basically don't even have to worry too much about them. They're going to die from those slash procs. This is basically Tigris Prime all over again. And not only are the slash procs doing damage over time, the heat procs are also doing damage over time as well. So, yeah, this is kind of nice. So anyway, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. The main problem I have with Split Flights is actually that the duration is only 2 seconds. I feel like in a normal game that's actually not long enough. In Simulacrum, obviously, it's easy to get that duration to work because you have all of your enemies standing still. So obviously that's like the big problem with Simulacrum, is that it doesn't really simulate a real game. But otherwise, I feel like maybe we should bump up that timer to at least 4 seconds. I feel like that's actually good enough. But typically speaking, I don't feel like it's long enough. I feel like it needs to be a little bit longer, as I repeat myself for the 15th time in this one sentence. So let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Do you think you'll be using Split Flights? It will cost 300 ducats, so you're going to have to get that ducat farm going. Otherwise, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Otherwise, if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more WarFrame content, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.